welcome. My name's Kathy A, and well, I've just been watching so many other people's YouTube videos that I actually bought a few things because other people talked about them and said how wonderful they were. So I had to go out and try some of them. Some of them I actually had already and just give them a try again just to make sure that I did or didn't like them. So let's just start off with a little recap of some of the Sephora stuff that I got. I wanted to update you on how I felt about it over time. I'm in love with this stuff, and I didn't want to be because I think it's expensive. But this is the Olaplex number 4 and number 5. And this is shampoo and the conditioner. I saw mixed reviews on the number 6 Olaplex, and that's the, I think it's some kind of serum for your hair. Some people said it made their hair greasy and weighted. So I think just using these two, my hair looks and feels so much better. Oh my gosh. I've been using it pretty much every day because I take like 2 showers every day. I take a shower before I go into work, and then when I come home from my second job, I take another shower because I'm scared I'm getting those little COVID-19 cooties, you know. So I've been using this every day, and I love it. And the shampoo's going down, of course, it's down to about here now, but I like them both. I think they're absolutely well worth it. When these are gone, I will get the full size of each. I absolutely am sold. I drank the Kool-Aid, call it what you will. I really like it, and I see a huge difference in my hair. Unbelievable. So it's Olaplex number 4 and number 5, and that's the shampoo and the conditioner. Absolutely phenomenal. This is the Youth to the People Superfood Cleanser, and this is the one that smells like celery and lettuce. I'm telling you, it works okay and it's nice. I think it's expensive for what it is, and I really prefer my CeraVe Hydrating Facial Wash, and I found this in the back, and this was a backup I had bought last summer. This is the Vanity Cream cleanser, and this is something I love. This works better than this. So I know that this has things in it though that are supposed to be good nutrients and skincare, so I don't know what to do because I feel like this one and the hydrating from CeraVe really cleanse better. So I'm not sure what I'm of course going to use this one up, but I can't say it's better than the others as far as my general feeling and getting all the makeup off and all that stuff. I don't think it's doing as good a job cleansing as it could, but it may be depositing good kind of skincare in there. So I'm kind of on the fence about whether to promote this or not, because I like it, paid my own cash money for it. Now I'm still waiting on a Sephora box to arrive, and they've taken like a month and a half, it seems, to send things out, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. Anyway, so yes, Vanity Cream Gentle Facial Cleanser. This is like my new favorite cleanser right now, and it's from the drugstore. This is the CeraVe Eye Repair Cream. Somebody said that this was just a phenomenal thing. I think it might have been Hiram. My boy Hiram over there in Hawaii, who's the skincare specialist, that cute little boy, he's so sweet. He likes this, and so I bought it. It was a little more expensive than he said though. I think it's like $19, and of course the packaging's very, very, look, this is the tiny little tube you get compared to the box, so that's a little bit misleading there, but you only use a little dab will do you there, and I divide it up and I put it underneath, and I also put it over the top, and I've just seen more hydration and less lines under my eyes. So I think it is doing something, but I don't think I've really been using it long enough to see what it does in the long range. I know that skincare is just so important right now. This is back in stock. Oh, the Sonia Roselli. This is the Sex Appeal. And I watched a video where Sonia Roselli herself was doing it, and she sprayed it into her hand, and she rubbed it in her hands, and then she did it just in downward motions. She didn't do circles, she went downward with it, and she said to only use it 2 or 3 times a week. And I was using it like every day. I noticed that a lot of times when I used it, it didn't seem to be pulling anything at all, and then other times it's pulling all kinds of stuff. So I know that it does take off that upper layer of sluggish, dead skin that we as older ladies and older gentlemen cannot naturally exfoliate ourselves. And that's something that I think this is so helpful. This is my favorite exfoliator. I like it better than the Kogendo Gommage. I like it better than my Mizone Apple Smoothie Peeling Gel. And I like it better than the Lemon one. Yeah, Sex Appeal it's called. Okay, I had this back in December. I reviewed it and I didn't like it, and it was on like 3 or 4 very big YouTubers' favorites for the year, and I'm like, really? What did I do wrong? So I got it again, and I'm shaking it up. I'm doing all kinds of like special, you know, I got the 3.5, the right color, KOSAS Tinted Face Oil. So I shook and shook and shook and shook and shook and shook in case I hadn't shaken it enough, and I put it down, and it went, you know, down like this. And I just sort of rubbed it into my hand, which this color is very yellow. Rubbed it into my hand. Now it absorbed, and I thought initially when it went on my face, it was a little bit yellow, but I can work on things like that with powders and bronzers and things. When it dried down, I saw all these little powdery things, just like I did in December, and it made me not like it. When it dries down, you get this powdery grit, kind of a texture to it. You can see the little powderies in it. And it goes right into lines. It goes right into under the lines, under the eyes. I'm like, there's no way that this works for dry skin with texture. No way. So I think it's Lisa J or, you know, Nadia MUA. I don't know who it is, but I really don't want to give them too much credit. But this, I mean, I've given it 2 tries now, and I just can't recommend the KOSAS face tint, and it's awfully expensive for you to try it out if you can't return it. So yeah, KOSAS, the tinted face oil in the shade 3.5 is too yellow, and when it dries down, it's just awful. So I tried mixing it with other things to see if that would help, and it just made them dry down terrible. So no, this was a big fail, big fail. So KOSAS tinted face oil was a fail. I am still loving the Herborian, and that is the BB cream with ginseng. I'm waiting on my lighter shade to show up. That's the thing that's in the box. It's not coming until the end of May, they said. I'm like, okay, so what happened to this Rouge 3-day ship thing? I don't know. So I know because of the pandemic and all that, our employees' safety is important, and I get that, but don't put on your website that Rouge gets a 3-day ship when it's going to be 3 weeks ship. So this is one of my favorite BB creams and foundation type of things. I think it's just a wonderful thing. This is the Herborian. This is a Korean product, and they really know their stuff. Except, so many people love this. This is the Misha. This is the Perfect Cover BB cream. You get this on Amazon. It's like $9 or whatever. This is shade 21, which they said is kind of like a medium light color. And most people that get this, that are around my shade, get the 21 or the 23. So I just want to show you the difference between this and the KOSAS. Okay, first of all, can you see how gray that is? Gray. It's gray. I'm just going to put a line right here. It's gray. And, you know, you can blend it in. The coverage is great. And over time, you actually even get used to it being gray. And I mixed some of my tinted drops in. It didn't really help as much. I think it needs a little work. But the sad part about this is at the end of my 12-hour day, when I went to take my mask off and look at it, I had all these little polka dots on my nose. I had all these lines on the side, my St. Bernard gels. And you know, I had tapped them out. There was all these little polka dots on my chin. And it's from this stuff, the Misha. It doesn't work for me. And it's like, oh my God, yeah, everybody loves this. The coverage is great. I mean, as far as covering and filling in pores and filling in lines and all that, but it keeps going. I mean, it just breaks down so easily. And I think when I took my mask off at break, it had only been 3.5 hours or so, and this had broken down. And it was embarrassing because I had this patch here, a patch on my nose, patch on my forehead, and on the sides of my nose were all like red and polka dotty. So the Misha BB cream, it's a fail. And it's like, I know a lot of people love this. It's like, do you get a different color than this? Because 21 is gray. It's light gray. So, I don't know. Yeah, everybody just loves this. And they're like, oh, I could just use Misha and nothing else ever. And I'm like, you must have like a completely different skin tone than me. Maybe it's just for cool tone folks. I don't know. But it was a fail. A lot of people talked about this Tower 28, and this is they're lip glosses and they have lipsticks, and this particular color, which is called Fire, this one, it looked so good on everybody, and I couldn't wait to get it. It was like a nice bright color. And I'm going to put it on right over this lipstick so you can see how little it does. It's not a bright orange at all. It's very sheer. And I'm like, maybe they had orange lipstick on and they put this on over the orange lipstick, but it barely changes anything. And I'm like, and this was kind of expensive as a lip gloss. Now the feeling of it is nice, actually. It's not real tacky like some of the lip glosses can be, but I didn't get the color payout that I was hoping for with this, and I'm a little disappointed in it, actually. So I think with my brighter, more orangey kind of colors, you know, maybe like something like this, maybe this would go better over the top of that. But I really thought it was a standalone product, the way they wore it. I think it was Michelle Wang had this. She loved it, and somebody else too. Mandy MUA, I think, she loved it. There were a few people who had Tower 28 on their list of favorites for the month of last month, and I believed them. I believed. So this is Shine On Tower 28 in the shade Fire, and it was kind of a kaput for me. I am still loving my Neutrogena, and this is the Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector, and I have shade 20 now, which is slightly lighter than 30, but on your skin 20 and 30 are quite different. Let me just demonstrate here. Okay, this one's 30 and this one next to it will be 20. Okay, I'm going to show you here. See the 30? And then the 20 is quite light. So the 30 is actually closer to my skin tone. I like to mix the two of them. And it actually, because it does oxidize just a teeny bit, so I like to mix a little of the 20 into the 30 or vice versa. Right now I'm fish belly white, so I think that It's more 20 than 30, but I love this. Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector. Don't get anything else foundation-wise from Neutrogena because it's not the same thing. The Tinted Moisturizer is not the same thing. And I talked about that last month. I just didn't like that at all. I gave this another try because I think it was Lisa J that was putting this on and said it was wonderful. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Freshwear, and I even got her shade. I think it was 415, which is a rose ivory, and it's, you know, kind of a pretty shade. It's brightening, and this is very similar to the Misha, where when it dries down there's a texture to it. It goes right into the lines and you can see like the little particles that make up the tint. This didn't work for me at all with dry skin, so it wasn't very fresh for me. I just picked it up. I was in Target and I decided to pick it up because she had, you know, raved about it and she used it as a demo. Many of us ordered the Wayne Goss lipsticks. I ordered 2 lipsticks and 1 lip gloss, and the lipstick I really wanted was sold out, and I was like 5 minutes after they opened the thing because I was on the waiting list to get in. I wanted Lily, but I think I wound up getting Amaryllis and Hyacinth for the gloss, and I also bought the Terracotta shade. I'm not sure which one that was called, Zinnia or something, I don't know, but it was, I got 2 shades of lipstick that are very different, and I got the lip gloss that I thought was the one in the middle. It was the pretty kind of peachy one. Well, they all were kind of peachy ones. They all had the same kind of look to them. They all kind of look like this, lighter, darker, you know, they all look like this. It was like, which variant of this same color do you want? But there are different undertones to it. I would say, though, if I was somebody with darker skin, there was really only one shade I think that would look nice on a darker skin tone. So I think most of it was for little old white ladies. It seemed like the shade range seemed very flattering for little old white ladies. Everybody's raving about it and saying they're beautiful and all that, and I agree they were beautiful, but I thought it was a very unusual shade range. I thought they were so similar that it was, I don't know. We'll see what happens when they come, you know. And they're not coming till June, and I ordered them right when they opened up, and they said, and that's with $5 shipping, you know. They're just, okay. So we'll see what happens with those. I'll give them a nice fair review. There is a healthy skincare and makeup line called CLEURE, and CLEURE is kind of 2 words put together: clean for clean makeup and pure for pure ingredients. And I know that Dr. Dre has many times reviewed their skincare, and of course I'm sure they gave it to her. There's a few good products in this line that are worth mentioning, and this is one of them. This is the Skin Cheek and Lip Tint, and I think the color is, I'm just going to put a little here on my cheek, and let me just wipe off my mouth, and I'll put some on my mouth. Of course it's not going to go with what I'm wearing, but it's a really nice nudie kind of natural look, like a lot of those healthy things are. So you can see it totally like gave me a natural look. The lip stuff is nice. It feels good on the lips. On the cheek, it's very, very pretty. And I do set it with a little bit of powder, but I thought that this particular blush was really nice, and it is a dual purpose, and I think that this was my favorite product from the line. And this is Super Natural, it's called Color Stick for Cheeks. But it also works good on the lips. So this is CLEURE. So that was my favorite product. Now they did send me a few products because I bought that and I bought something else, the mascara. That's what I bought from them. The mascara I like also. It's good, but I haven't tested it in really hot weather yet because we still keep having winter here in Connecticut. We're having snow tomorrow. I'm like, okay. I want to test this out on really hot and humid weather because I have a feeling it leaves little dings on the upper lid, and I don't want to recommend it until then. But for now, I really like the type of lash it gives, and it's a nice, really nice brush, but you get a really nice full long lash. It's really good, and this is a clean brand, a cruelty-free brand. Really good stuff in there too. It's a mineral makeup brand. The blush was also very nice. This particular blush is called Flirt, and I might have reviewed this before, but this is just a pretty pink. Let me just go pink now. How many blushes does this make? This is a pretty flush. It just makes you look like you took a walk outside in the brisk air. So this is CLEURE, which is clean and pure, stuck together, so it's CLEURE. I don't know about that name. And the color is Flirt, and I think that's a beautiful little blush. So the two blushes, the stick blush and that powder blush, are just amazingly beautiful, so I did like those. Now, fail time for CLEURE. There were 3 areas that I thought they failed in, 4 really. The powder, it really cakes up easily, and I don't know how to describe it, but you can see that it doesn't blend out nicely, and it's finely milled, so it should, but it doesn't. It clumps up, and it looks patchy, and it exaggerates lines underneath your eyes, and I'm just so disappointed because I wanted to like this. I really did. I really like the idea they were cruelty-free, that they're all natural, that they're clean beauty, that it's, you know, all that. But the powder did not do it for me, and it was a little light, and they were calling that a powder foundation in Fair, but on their website the picture looked so dark. I thought, what do they mean fair? You know, fair looked like medium to me, but it was just bad photograph, or my screen image just didn't bring it up correctly. The bronzer powder I also wanted to love. It has one of those turning little circular things, so you can kind of scrape off what you want. But this kind of bronzer is very, very orange, and I just didn't like it at all. I thought it was way too golden. So it didn't work for me, unfortunately, so I thought the bronzer was a bit of a fail. I think this is the lighter shade. Warm Bronze, this is called. They aren't kidding. It's very warm. So maybe if you already have a tan, that this would look nice, but it just looked orange on me. It didn't look good at all, so I can't recommend that. The eyeshadow trio had potential because it has those 3 colors I like. It has the light here, which feels very gritty. Put that on there. And then we match the other side so it's not too far off. And then it has this medium shade, which you can just kind of put in the crease, not with your finger, but put in the crease. Which I thought was nice. And then you have kind of a dark shade, which actually was the best shade in the little trio. What happened with this particular little trio is, after a couple hours, I noticed that none of it was on my eyes anymore. A little bit of the dark was there, but none of the other 2 colors was there. They just dissipated off into the makeup horizon. I absolutely was like, really? I started off with a really pretty eye, and then they were gone. They were gone. So CLEURE, the eyeshadow, did not work for me either. The last one is the lipstick. This is a pretty pink shade. There's no scent to it. It's clean. It's supposed to be good for you. This is called Darling. It wore off so quickly. It was on my coffee cup, and there just was nothing left to it. It had such a short lasting power, as those others did, that I can't recommend that either. So I'm really sorry. And they're great people, and it's a good company, and they mean well. But if they don't get feedback that's honest, then they're going to keep making crappy products, and people are just going to be disappointed. So, and I really like to give the benefit of the doubt when there's even the slightest bit of a chance that I can work with something, try to make it work, with the right primer or whatever. That's why I'm working with this, to see if I can make that work, because right now it didn't work for me for the first try out. So I'm going to have to work with the number 7. From my Sephora haul, I did get the Sephora, this is the brow pencil, and I really like it. It's in blonde. Yep, you can do a really nice filler with this, and the blonde shade's very nice. It's a subtle light color. It's not too golden like some of them can be, and it's not too dark like a taupe. Sometimes the taupe shade is a little too dark, and I hate to have really dark eyebrows. And it's got a nice triangular shaped tip on one end, and of course on the other end it's got a wonderful spoolie. I really like the spoolie. It's because of this little spoolie on here. You can draw lines in the brow pencil. If you've drawn above your brow, you can make little lines with this brush and then brush back up, and it looks more like a natural hairline rather than a drawn crayon. You're talking to people and they're looking at your brows, it's like, okay. You can usually alleviate problems like that if you go into your magnifying mirror, at least an 8x magnifying mirror. I have a 10x right now, and I love it. I mean, it's very, very harshly cruel, but nobody's ever going to be 10x close to me. But I will be able to find all those little bits of powdery eyeshadow fallout, or mascara that's smeared, or the brow crayon that looks like, Crayola number 6. So I think this is a wonderful brow pencil, and it's not very expensive at all. I think it was $7 or $8. So the Sephora brow pencil, wonderful. I had to try this e.l.f. thing. It was $3, and I saw it in Target of all places. And I got this particular combination. It's called Carnival Candy. I don't know why it's called that, but and it's an unusual combination of colors. I'm wearing it right now, and it doesn't look like this when you have it on. I've got to say, this blue is so pretty. I've got it right here. Yeah, it's just really pretty. It's lighter and brighter than what it looks like in the pan, and this kind of reddish brown color looks wonderful here in the corner. It looks wonderful. It's a warmed up brown, and for some reason I think it works really well with this combination. Now this color was the one I was worried about, and I have it in my crease, all the way in my crease. So you can see, and I'm just going over it so you can see. Now it wasn't too bad, longevity wise it wasn't too bad. It was way better than that clear stuff. And this shade is a really nice shade. Let me just show you. And when I had too much of a color in the above here, I would just take that lighter shade and just go right above here. And you can erase out any problems or smear out any unevenness. So this was a great little quad for $3, and I got mine in Target. So I recommend this one, and I'm not a huge e.l.f. eyeshadow fan. I tried those big palettes. I don't know if I still have any of them or not. I might have given them away, but I like this little palette. I think these quads are a different formula or something. Yeah, wonderful. I was in Ocean State Job Lot, which is one of those train wreck kind of places, and I found the Jessies Girl Single Shadows, and these are the, I don't know how old these are, they're probably like 5 years old, but these are wonderful for under eyeliners. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, beautiful under the eye. You can just, with a pencil brush, you can get a beautiful under eye look with these. I like all three of them. There's a purple one, a green one, and the black one has a shimmer in it. So I just put the black one along the lash line on the top when I'm wearing false lashes, and it gives a little bit of a shimmer with the black and the charcoal gray. Oh, these are wonderful, and they were $1.50 at Ocean State Job Lot. So if you see these, they're Jessies Girl, which is, I think Walgreens used to carry Jessies Girl, and Rite Aid. Rite Aid has it. If you see these are just marvelous. But I remember they came out years ago, so I know I just bought these and they were sealed, so I don't know what their life expectancy is, but they work really well right now and I love them. Voluminous. In the 90s when this came out, this was my mascara, but this one came out, it's green. It's dark green. I'm wearing it right now. I love it. It is just like the black Voluminous mascara. It's a softer look. I think it's more for like a daytime work kind of look. A soft brush, it's like a natural brush. And you can just make a really pretty natural looking eye, and the green doesn't really show. It really looks more like a soft black. It doesn't really look like a green unless you're in the sunlight. Then you can see the dark green, and it's actually so pretty. This is new. They just came out with this, and it is called Deep Green Voluminous Mascara. It's the same formula you know and love from the 90s. It's not my favorite mascara formulation because I have some high-end ones, but drugstore wise I think this is a really good solid choice. If you're hesitant about trying mascara, this is an easy learning one, and it doesn't leave dings on your eyes in hot weather. It's a really good mascara all around. So, and I do love the dark green shade. I'm glad I gave it a try. Living on the edge here. Lasting Drama from Maybelline has several different colors, and in the store I could only find a couple colors, but this is one of them. It is a dark kind of olive color, and this actually comes off as a darker shade than it appears. It's almost like the dark green mascara. It just works really well. So, you know, in the corner you can do a nice emphasis in the corner with it. I love the Lasting Drama eyeliners from Maybelline. I hope they're not discontinuing them because I really love them, and this is wonderful too. I also wanted to try another one of theirs, which is the Tattoo Studio, and I got the silver, and I'm just going to show you in live time right here what the silver does. Okay, so just have a look at my eyes, and now I'm just going to put this on all the way across. Okay, and all I did was draw that line with the silver. Did you see what it did? It just like, there's my lids, there's my eyelids, they're back. Back from the 70s. So that's Maybelline, and that's number 961, Sparkling Silver it's called. And you know, for an evening out or something like that, I just like the fact it gives a nice kind of 70s glow, but I think it's a really pretty evening kind of look that it gives you. So I love it. I haven't tried it underneath my eyes. I'm not sure if that'll be too much or not, but I sure liked it over the top. I mean, it just brought out my missing eyelids you know, because I have hooded eyes, so this was great. These new lipsticks from L'Oreal, they have, one is a plumping, they have a plumping formula on one side of the display, and on the other side they have a bright formula. This is the plumping one, and it's called Guava Plump. It says plump on it. I want to show you the color because I was really mad when I put this on. I want to show you this color, and then look at this. It's like pink. It looks like it's going to be a nice pretty coral, but it's pink, and it's very sheer. You can hardly see the color on. It plumps your lips, but then it makes them hurt. It's like, I just do it. I thought it was going to be such a pretty coral color. But you can see it doesn't look anything like the shade in the tube. And I'm getting that kind of peppermint, cinnamony kind of feeling in my lips. And it does plump up your lips, but it does dry them in the end. So anything that plumps up your lips, usually after a few hours, will dry your lips a little bit, and you'll find you have chapped lips the next day. But, I mean, it works. It's a nice nude, but it's certainly not a coral, pretty coral color like it shows. So now, it's not the same story with the moisturizing side. And this one is called Luminous Coral. It's number 916. Now this is the color that I hoped the other one would be. I bought them both because I wanted to try the formulation in both. Let me take off the cinnamony peppermint stuff. And so this is more of the coral shade that I was hoping for. And it is very moisturizing. I think it's a really nice formulation. I was just a little nervous about it wears down after a while. It didn't have a whole lot of longevity, but it's very pretty on. It's a little more subtle than it appears in the tube. So you get the essence of the color, but you don't get that strong, bright color. So this is very work friendly. If we're ever back in our offices again. I'm still working from home, but I work at night in a grocery store at night just for a part-time, and it's giving me an extra $100 or $200 a week, and it's nice to get out in public because I'm not feeling the pandemic isolation that most people do. But on the bad side of this, I'm kind of at risk, so I'm really safe. I'm really like keeping safe as much as possible, and I meet hundreds of people going by through the register. But it's a very physical job, man. I'm hauling these 24 packs of water and putting them in their carts, and dog food, handing these big 25-pound bags, and I'm just like Pioneer Woman, So I'm hoping to lose some weight from this, I think, because I gained so much weight over the last couple of years. Then I come home and I'll have like a wine cooler or something, and then I'll pass out. This is my life. So, and then get up in the morning, and I have to work my regular office manager type of job during the day at home. What I was wearing when I started the video is this, and it's from CoverGirl, and this is Exhibitionist Lip Gloss. And this is a limited edition. I hope they still have it because I like this color. It kind of matches my, my top a little bit. I don't have anything else this color. And it's Exhibitionist from CoverGirl. You can probably still find it on Amazon somewhere. I'll look for it. I'll put a link down below if I can find it. It's a really pretty lip gloss. It wears down nicely. And it's an unusual color, but it's not out there, It's not really out there. You don't look like a nut or like a clown. You can look like a clown sometimes with some of these wild colors. Okay, Neutrogena Radiant Setting Spray. prepare yourself when you spray it. I mean, it's like you took the kitchen sprayer on ice cold and just squirted yourself with it, because that's how strong it is. Okay, here we go. Woo, woo, woo. It's going to be very refreshing in the summertime, but it's full of really strong fragrance, and it almost stings my eyes, but it does give me a kind of a wet, radiant look. Well, it's got to, because it just sprays on there like somebody threw a bucket of water on me. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but it does make your skin look radiant. You can see it gave me a nice kind of radiance to my skin. So it works that way. It's very strongly scented though. And it's not bad. It's not a bad scent. It's like a rich girl in the mall kind of smell, but it's, I don't know. I think I like my Morphe better. I like the Morphe one better, and I don't like Morphe. And I like my Skindinavia better. And while we're at it, I like my MAC Fix Plus. You know, that's a light misty thing. You know, that's similar smell. It's interesting. Yeah. Well, it's cheaper. But that whole water spray thing, I really don't like that. And if you have very particular makeup on, it could maybe put raindrop marks on you. I don't know. Oh my gosh. This is called Open Formula, and they were a skincare company that contacted me about talking about their skincare. I always have to try the skincare before I say anything to you about it. There's hits and misses in this, and I'll just go over it. The oil cleanser from One Formula, it's very emollient, but it doesn't take off your makeup very well, and it's very difficult to remove itself. So the oil cleanser from One Formula was a fail for me. This is a powder exfoliant. Now this was a completely different experience. It's a very light powder. Looks like we're going to line it up here. You get my dollar bill out here. You know? No, it's slightly gritty, but it's not like really heavy gritty. You're supposed to put a little bit of water in your hands, make a little suds, and then you're supposed to just kind of do circular motions, and it does a very nice light exfoliation. This is excellent for sensitive skin, if you're allergic to anything. And the company is called Open Formula, and I think they're out near Chicago somewhere. Absolutely wonderful powder exfoliant. So this is going to last a while. It's not like the liquid kind that, you know, if you leave the top open, it, you know, it hardens on the top. I think, and there's a lot in here. I think it'll last quite a while, because you're only supposed to put like a little dime size amount in your hand, put a little water in and make that sudsy stuff, and then work it through. I like this. I do. I think the powder exfoliant, it's got glycolic acid and salicylic acid, 2.5% glycolic and 0.5% salicylic. So it's got a really nice combination of good skincare ingredients in there. So Open Formula is the name of the brand, and that was sent to me, but I cannot be bought. I cannot be bought. I'm never sponsored. I don't get paid for videos ever. I'll take their free product, but I'm not gonna ever be paid. This is the SPF 30 Tinted Moisturizer, and I couldn't believe how dark this was. I think there's only one shade. The shade is called Dog Dew. No, I'm just kidding. It's a very kind of dark gray, whereas, you know, my buddy there, Misha, is the light gray. This is a dark gray, but it's so lightly pigmented that it blends into your skin and just gives you a very healthy glow. This has got a lot of really good skincare ingredients in it. Also, you cannot really use this as a foundation product though. I mix this with my drops, my Dermablend drops, in order to create a foundation type thing. But the color itself, I don't think is that flattering. But it is a really nice tinted moisturizer, and it is a SPF 30. Sunscreen in there. So I think it's a really nice sunscreen. I would use it in addition to a regular sunscreen though. This is the Seaweed Toner, and it's 17% seaweed extract. Now this is supposed to be the new thing for skincare. I don't know exactly what it does. I tried this for almost 3 weeks. I used it every day. So my skin does look good. It feels good. I don't know if it's because of the seaweed toner or not. I don't know exactly what the seaweed extract does for your skin. But this is open formula, and this is the seaweed toner. And it's supposed to help your skin, you know, be better and rejuvenate itself. And it seems to be. I mean, my skin has never really looked this good since I've been doing YouTube videos. So I don't know if I could point at this and say it was this. I think the exfoliator is probably closer to the culprit there, but seaweed toner from Open Formula. Now this is the multi-peptide eye cream. I didn't use this enough to know if it worked or not. The little thing here squirts out way too much for under your eye. So I didn't, the packaging really bothered me on this because it's a squirt pump and it's an eye cream, and you don't want too much to come out because you're not going to use it all under there. There was a phase there where, like, I think in Korea the boy bands were doing it too. They were putting eye cream all over their face because it's more of a concentrated moisturizer, but I'm not sure if that's a great idea. So I thought the eye cream worked really nicely, and my skin felt hydrated under my eyes, and I actually used it over my eyes as well. But again, the pump squirts out so much, and I tried to, like, made it a game with myself to try to just eat a teeny bit, but it didn't. It kept coming out, you know, so I had all this excess, and I couldn't put it anywhere. So I put it on my hands, the back of my hands. I figured if you can't find a place to put skincare, put it on your hands. So anyway, that was Open Formula, and I do thank them for sending me products. I know they will never send me products again, but I'm always honest with you about things, and why couldn't I get the box from Wayne Goss with every single lip product in it? I mean, I get skincare. And I had, like, Curology sent me skincare too, and I'm just, you've never heard me talk about Curology because it didn't really impress me that much, but these sure did. These clips, Curology sent these clips out to everybody, and I love these. What the idea behind these clips is, and Sephora has their own brand, there's a couple of brands on it. When you put it in your hair to clip it up, it holds your hair back, but because this flat silicone is against your hair, it doesn't leave a mark. So the clips from Curology were great, but Sephora sells them too, and they're not very expensive. So, but you won't hear me talk about Curology because it didn't impress me in the least. And they sent me their full thing for old ladies. I think they let me pick 5 things out, and not a single one of them stood out to me as anything spectacular. So sorry. Comment, let me know if you want me to do a live feed. I think I have figured out how to use a webcam on my computer and using an encoder, so I will be able to see all the questions coming up, and they'll record onto the video. So I know that there was somebody who was she was really throwing me under the bus, and she said, you know, why are you even bothering if we can't see the questions and you're not even talking to us? And I'm like, because I couldn't see the questions. It was my little phone. Every now and then the questions, people talking, would come up. For a second I'd put my glasses on and they would fade out, like they were just fading in and out. And I couldn't see them, and I was doing this, and she said, and that's cringeworthy. This is cringeworthy. Okay. I'm really sorry. Some of you can get real mean with your comments. Jeez, you gotta get a thick skin to do this. Anyway, I hope you are all following the rules. Let's just follow the rules and get through this. Have a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care, everybody. Toodles.